Hello, friend. Carm Capriato with a special recording from ASA Colorado 2020. Now, this event was held at Lincoln College of Technology in Denver, and I had the honor to interview Kelly Moore, the campus president. Kelly sees the role to recruiting in our industry that includes you, the parents, and getting the message to young students. But you knew that. So are you doing it? She tells you what age we need to start the messaging. A lot to learn here from Kelly Moore.
When we have our large career fairs...
Yeah. The dealerships are here, but the independents aren't.
Correct.
Come on, guys, ladies. Welcome, Aftermarketers, to Remarkable Results Radio. Listen to learn just one thing from today's episode on your journey to remarkable results. Hey, hello, friend. Carm Capriato with my annual cold, and I'm the Automotive Aftermarket podcast guy pursuing excellence and quality content through the essential voices of the aftermarket. Now you're in for a treat as Dr. Kelly Moore will talk about college preparedness, the workforce, internships, retention, and more. Hey, Apex 2019's in the record books, and I must say that I was so impressed with what Apex did to present leading-edge technology from suppliers, but they also did a great job of showcasing emerging tech. Now, you want some hot news? Repair Shop HQ is ready to debut with its own space. And if you earn your living in the aftermarket, you can't miss Apex. Hey, you've got plenty of time to plan. Write this down, November 3rd through the 5th, 2020. Apex, now more than ever. Hey, here's a fun fact. There's a growing segment of you that are listening on your Apple Watch. So cool to have such a smooth mobile experience. Hey, if you're new to the podcast, we produce another great and important resource, the Town Hall Academy. Search your listening app right now if you want for the Town Hall Academy and be sure you are subscribed to it. You don't want to miss one of these single subject forums that are aired live on Facebook every Friday and then repurposed as a podcast every Thursday. Most recently, one on paying for technician training. This is a fantastic resource for you for everything aftermarket. There's over 162 episodes that you will benefit from. Kelly Moore is here, campus president for Lincoln College of Technology in Denver, and she has over 20 years of experience in the career-focused higher education industry. It's great to talk to an educator, and she gets and understands the automotive. Lincoln College of Tech is a career-focused college that offers certificate and degree programs in the automotive and skilled trades. And certificate and degree programs, they are a great choice for our future technicians. Find the talking points, Kelly's bio, and links to her previous episodes at remarkableresults.biz/E518. An excellent dialogue we had with Kelly involving a legislator that owned a construction company. He had a strong campaign to explain that a typical 4-year bachelor's degree may not be the best choice for students today. Now, we know that, and we know this is the skilled trades. And we made our goal to give you the most trending and innovative topics in the aftermarket. Our shows are an excellent resource and are student-friendly. Hey, not another day goes by without our podcast reaching out to the most influential issues, up to the ones requiring your attention right now. Hey, Carm here back at Lincoln Tech at the ASA Colorado Summit for 2020. This is a beautiful, beautiful facility. I just recently had a tour. I'm at awe. And the reason that I'm saying all this right now is I'm with the president of the school, Kelly Moore, the campus president. Hi, Kelly.
Hi.
You have a beautiful place here.
Thank you.
And we can go through this virtual tour, but we're not. Let's use this opportunity to really talk about educating our young folk to join our automotive aftermarket industry. You know, oh my God, tech shortage. So, okay, you're the one who's churning them out for us, but you're also, your biggest job would be to, recruit and retain and, make their lives worthy. And if you're listening to this, what I want you to understand is you've got an important role in our industry. You know how big I am on education. And anytime I can interview an educator, a campus president, students, your job is to listen to that and say, how do I fit in? What can I do? So a big change in Colorado. And I'd like to start with that because we talk about getting to the parents. It's almost like you got a gift from the legislators that said that something's got to happen in the school systems?
We did. So about 3 years ago, Colorado changed their legislation. what they did was they are requiring high schools to talk about opportunities after high school beyond a traditional 4-year college degree. It was actually sponsored by a legislator who owned a construction company who couldn't find workers.
Sure.
And that is because the trend in the United States has been to push traditional 4-year education for years and years and years.
Yes.
We've also seen, if you take a look into the 1980s, mid-80s, early 90s, when computer science became really big, you saw high schools change out their automotive shops and turn them into computer labs.
Yep.
So when you took away that opportunity and that exposure to a potential career path, people stopped thinking about it. So you have that two-pronged piece that's created what we're struggling with in our industry right now, which is the technician shortage.
Well, let me say this. If there was any way that we could be more proactive in our life, go to your legislator and tell them to get this in your state or your county or however the politics of this thing works, that the schools need to talk about career paths other than 4-year. You're going to be, Johnny, you're going to be a coder and work for Google. You're going to be a lawyer and work for a Big Ten firm, an accountant, a doctor, medical school. And some of the kids, as you well know, aren't made for this stuff. Now you have to go out there and say, hey, you know the rules. Let me come in and talk. Is that how it works?
It does.
Okay.
And so we have to fit within the high school curriculum and what they're doing on an everyday basis to do what they need to do to educate the students so that they can meet their academic requirements in order to graduate. Lincoln Tech goes in and just talks about the opportunities for life after high school.
I see.
We talk about traditional 4-year degrees. We talk about the military. We talk about going and working just for a job. We talk about staying at home on your parents' couch. So we look at a variety of different options. And then we do mention Lincoln Tech and the opportunity for automotive and skilled trades.
Yeah.
Part of what we're seeing right now in the change in the high school systems is that we had a meeting yesterday with a high school district, and their mission years ago was focused on college preparedness. That mission has shifted for them into including workforce development. So they were meeting with us wanting to know how we can help them achieve that through internships, concurrent enrollment, dual enrollment, apprenticeships, giving them exposure to the hands-on experience and the practical experience of what it would like to work in the automotive industry.
Do you have any articulation between what they're doing in the high school level and here? Can they bring any credits?
So that was one of the options that we put on the table to talk to them about. And we developed those individually for each of the high schools that are offering their programs based on their facilities, their shop environments, and their academic programs.
Excellent. Okay. Hey, Carm here. Apex 19 is in the record books and brought the best and brightest together to create an experience like no other. Now, the big announcement for Apex 2020 is a dedicated section for the service professional. Yay! Apex will present Repair Shop HQ in its own section in 2020. So, if you earn your living in the aftermarket, Apex is for you. Sure, SEMA's fun, but you'll learn more and see more that relates to your sales growth, profits, productivity, and technology at Apex. And training, Apex will present some of the best aftermarket technician trainers as well as management trainers. Now, regarding emerging tech, Apex will feature again in 2020 the latest trends that will have an impact on the service repair professional. And equipment, wow, see, feel, and touch the latest tools and equipment that will bring efficiencies to your business. Mark your calendar right now for Apex 20, November 3rd through the 5th in Las Vegas. Listen here to learn all about Apex and when you can start registering. What does it take to recruit students here? I mean, I know that you got to get to the parent, you got to get to the student, and it's got to be economically right. But are you selling the school as a high-tech job ultimately? Look at the vehicle today. I mean, someone said to me the other day, if you can't get a job at Google, go become a diagnostician.
It's very true. And thank you so much for talking about our facility and how clean it is. And that's part of it. Everything that we do today involves so much computerized IT equipment in the vehicles themselves. So in the environments that we're working on, you're getting your hands into the equipment. It's very much a hands-on piece to it, but you also need the exposure to the computerized components of it and really understand how the technology is impacting what a vehicle can do every single day and how the driver and passengers are interacting every time that they get into that vehicle to go wherever they're going to go or not. Depending on certain commercials you look at, they just go outside for the back massage.
Okay. Do you bring parents and students through?
We do. So we do a variety of different things to help expose them to the environment. We have a number of events on campus that don't have anything to do really that much with our curriculum. So we hold an annual car show. We do a community event with the Christmas Caravan for Kids and Toys for Tots, and it's the Jeep Club of Colorado.
Oh, beautiful.
We get them to campus to see what it's like. And then we do a variety of open houses, as well as tours for high school students. And our high school students, we like to bring them in when they're freshmen to give them an idea of an opportunity of what options are out there.
That's a perfect idea.
We know from research that has been done in the Denver metropolitan area that there are two critical age factors when kids are thinking about what to do with their lives. The first is 6th grade, and the second is 10th grade.
Thank you. We got to get them at middle school, and that message has got to be strong and powerful. And they just, how do you get someone who's just at awe at what you have here, and the outset that they could be in a lab coat someday working on a vehicle? How do you maintain that level of excitement so that when it really is time, in the back of their mind says, I'm going to be an automotive technician today. Your marketing department's got to work it. You get to a 10th grader. How do you keep it going for the next few years?
So you really have to ignite their passion. And the way that and we need the parents' involvement to do that. And so some of the recommendations that we've given parents when they've asked that question is give them the plastic engines that they can build and run on their own that you can download from Amazon and some of the other toy companies that are out there right now. So now they get the opportunity to play around with stuff that actually works to give them those pieces. The other thing too is to look into summer camps, see what else is out there that helps continue that learning and that knowledge while it's also fun during the summer months. When you can continue to do that, you now have really generated an interest to be able to do that. So for other independents that are out there, one of the things that they can think about is hiring that 16-year-old or that 15-year-old in an internship in their shop over the summer to help them explore that. Do they see those kids coming in with their mom or dad when they were getting their vehicle serviced and say, hey, is there, do you have an interest in this? You can see when a student walks by and their eyes light up, or they look at something a really long time, that there's something that you can ignite there.
Well, Kelly Moore is telling you that it's your responsibility to fix this problem that we have. Obviously, you want to meet us halfway and have a great school with good education and do the recruiting yourself. But we've got to catch the kids at a much younger age. We can't expect that, I don't want to go to college, Mom. I'm going to be a mechanic. And have to sit with that embarrassment at the kitchen table. If the parent was involved, and I love that. Well, a friend of mine does a STEM class at his shop for students. And he goes to his customers and he says, listen, I'm having a STEM class for, I can't remember what grade it was. You have to recruit, your son or their friend, and we'll take 8 kids. But the key is that the parents have to be here for this class. And they take the highest tech car they can get their hands on, put a computer or scanner scope on it, and they go through the science and the technology behind the vehicle, just to, if you will, whet the appetite or the mind of our young people that have no clue what that, $35,000, $40,000, $50,000 piece of plastic and metal really does.
And that's exactly perfect. It's ideas like that really can continue to motivate students to get into a field that has for years allowed people to achieve what they wanted to do and transform their lives. And people think that, oh, it's a blue collar job, it doesn't pay much, all of that type of thing. Well, for those that are not in the industry and they don't have those skill sets, you know how much it costs you every day to go get your vehicle repaired. People are doing just fine in this industry, and we have to get past that notion.
It was Patrick McHugh out in Virginia that does that. I want to give a high five to Patrick. I think it's one of the best ideas ever. Now, where are your students going? Really, are they going to independents? Are they going to dealerships? Are they going to diesel collision shops? Can you give me a split?
Sure. So our automotive program is our largest program on campus. We have the most students in our program. And when they graduate, they will go to a variety of different areas. The majority of their where they go right now is to dealerships.
Okay.
That's the biggest piece. And that's because that's what's readily available to them. That's what they see.
And is it because the independents aren't hanging out here saying, me too?
That's part of it.
All right.
When we have our large career fairs.
Yeah. The dealerships are here, but the independents aren't.
Correct.
Come on, guys, ladies.
The other thing that we do is we can, if they don't, and I know that independents typically run smaller workforces. They just don't have the bandwidth to not only come to these events and take care of their clients. So we have the opportunity that when they do have the time, they can call our career services department and they can come on campus and interview a number of students for as many open positions as they have available.
All right.
One of the things that ASA is doing a great job for us this time, and not only this time but before, is that our students here can come to this event tomorrow and participate in the event, and they now have an opportunity to meet independent shop owners that could potentially be a hire for them.
This is for any instructor or any student that doesn't hang out here tomorrow. We've probably done a bad job of convincing them how big and important it is, but it's huge that ASA Colorado has made that offer to you. Of course, it's a beautiful facility. What a great trade-off. So I hope we have a lot of students here.
For the first time this year, we opened it up to graduates.
Oh, wow.
So we
Great.
actually have graduates coming back tomorrow to participate in this and get an opportunity to meet individual shop owners and independents and have the opportunity to potentially make a career change.
Speaking of grads, are you tracking how many are staying in the industry?
We do. So we don't do it as heavily as when they first graduate, but as we get information from their Facebook pages, their LinkedIn pages, when they come and visit back to the campus, we'll make a note in our system of if they've changed jobs and where they're going and what they're doing.
What do you see?
So we do see that for our students that are in the dealerships, they're there for a few years, and then they will either continue to move up into working with them, into eventually becoming flat rate, or they will make the transition to an independent, or they will move to a different part of the industry. So they'll stop wrenching, and they'll go work for somebody that services the automotive industry, usually in sales.
Really? Mm-hmm. You don't see them going to the Department of Transportation's government-style jobs, if fleets, where maintenance is done?
We'll see that when they graduate.
Okay.
So they'll go, some of those will go to City and County of Denver.
Yeah.
They'll go to the different counties here. They'll go to school districts to work for. Some of the post office, like some of the governmental agencies that have fleets to be able to do that. On the diesel side, we typically see some of the bigger organizations out there. Okay.
So students in here, you've got a lot of different specialties here. Speaking of specialization, after the 2 years, do they have an idea what they want to really do?
They do. So we start working with them 3 months before they graduate, and then we pull back out that initial survey, and we ask them again, where do you want to go? What do you want to do? And we see if it changes. And that's how I gave you the information earlier.
Yeah, I know.
So about half of them at that point that didn't really know what they wanted to do, now they do. And then the 50% that really knew where they wanted to go, about 20% of them have now changed.
20% have changed their mind from day one to the end. What do you see them? Do you see a lot of looking at diagnostics or not?
We will. Typically, it isn't until they're in that industry for a while that they'll move into that drivability. They really need that hands-on experience, sort of bumper to bumper, to really figure out.
I understand. But some of them have that gift of, the challenge, the logical side of their mind. Right. Give me a picoscope and let me alone. Right. It's me and my picoscope. Hey, Kelly, before we leave, a really big talking point that you'd love to cover.
I really want to talk about how we really encourage more people to come into this industry. And one of the areas that I'd really like us to focus on is women. When I joined this campus almost 4 years ago, 5% of our student population was women. I've been able to grow that to 8%.
Good for you.
I really want people to understand that this is not a gender-specific career path for them.
Right.
And that women can do great things in this industry, and the women who have done this before have done great things. And I want to open up that track and that path for them even more.
There's a lot of great women technicians, service advisors, shop owners. Yeah, you're right. Thanks for doing that, being so focused on that. Thank you for giving me some of your extremely valuable time. I saw you before. Were you giving a tour to a potential student?
I was giving a tour. It wasn't to a potential student. Right. It was someone who works with us.
Okay.
Yeah.
Excellent. I just saw you. Yeah. You're so busy. You're running around like crazy here. Kelly Moore, campus president of Lincoln Tech here in Denver. Thanks so much. Your insights were wonderful. Now, to the listeners, please take some of this great information and bring it local for you. Thanks, Kelly.
Thanks, Carm. Appreciate it.
Thanks for being on board to listen and learn from the premier Automotive Aftermarket podcast. Until next time.